Each time Casey Robertson tries to access his Facebook group, Utah Citizens Alarm, this is what shows up on his screen.
Just kind of this surreal feeling, especially as information started to roll in, that it wasn't just us.
In a blog post, Facebook administrators wrote they were taking action against Facebook pages, groups, and Instagram accounts tied to offline anarchist groups that support violent acts amidst protests, U.S.-based militia organizations, and QAnon. So far, 750 pages tied to QAnon have been removed. 980 groups identifying with Antifa are gone.
Right off the bat, we were immediately labeled as a white or a racist organization without even anyone talking to me or looking or asking any questions. We were immediately labeled that. And we've been fighting that the whole time, that image.
At all of the protests they have attended, Robertson says UCA's mission has been to maintain the peace.
We are totally for peaceful protests.
The concern I have with what has taken place is that, for example, Insurgents US is still up. They're a group that constantly advocates for violence.
Having their Facebook page removed for these folks felt like losing their voices.
Talk about oppression. That's pretty oppressed if you think about it. We don't get to say what we want to say.
Attorney David Raymond has practiced law focusing on media and First Amendment rights for 21 years.
And this is a common misconception that the First Amendment somehow guarantees someone a right to say anything to anyone in any forum. The First Amendment is a restraint on the power of government.
And even though what Facebook is doing may seem totally unfair to some, Raymond says it's still constitutional.
They're private sites. They would be considered private property. So the analogy would be someone invites you into their house and they say, I don't want to talk about politics. And if you start talking about politics, they can ask you to leave.
Just because Facebook kicked us off does not mean that we're finished. In fact, we are solid, we're strong.
UCA plans to move forward with a planned protest this weekend. In Salt Lake County, Aaron Cox, Fox 13 News, Utah.